I mean, items are diverse and they can be made up.
Yeah.
So if the character's coming in, they're like, look, I have a backstory. There's not an item that fits what I need for my backstory, but I want this.
Cool.
Write it up. I
Yeah.
have heavy tranquilizers for a reason, because
Yeah.
howdy.
Welcome to the Hall of the Guildmasters DM Tips. Today we are going to be talking about.
We're going to be talking about what items your players should start with, other than their class items, obviously, and how to help them figure out what items come with their backstory. So this is kind of, it's really at the DM's discretion and the players conversing together how they want to start their campaigns. But when you make a character, obviously your classes come through and they talk about what you get. So your backpacks and your tools. But you also need to figure out what items your character should have coming from the backstory. They're at noblemen, should they have money, should they have fine clothes, should they have things of that nature, and what kind of tools would they need to get to the position they're at. Did they ride a wagon here? They probably don't need that many camping supplies. But if they came here on foot and they traveled so many days to get here, do they have extra supplies? What are you guys' thoughts?
I was going to say, for our campaigns, normally what we do, instead of doing the backpack or enchanter's kit or whatever kit, we throw that out. Just don't even, it's confusing and annoying, whatever. I grab the player's handbook, put it in front of a new player and say, look, there's the table of items. Pick 10 of them, pick 5 of them, depending on your campaign. Pick so many of these that you think fits well with your character.
Crowbar every time.
Yeah, like, are you someone who's resourceful that's going to have a crowbar and a 10-foot, 15-foot pole, 50 feet of rope, all of that stuff? Are you, like, someone who's going to be kind of like, you know, getting ready for situations or adventuring? Or are you going to be someone who's like, you know, if you're more of a, one of the characters I made was more of a, kind of a researcher, you know? So, you know, you had a couple books with them, and I was kind of like, hey, DM, you know, I think it was your session, I'm like, hey, what books do I have, you know, and gave him something to work with, of like what books I'd be carrying around, and maybe I write stuff, or I keep notes, you know, and what is it we always make, the looking glass?
Yeah.
Is that the one that's like $1,000? We're always like, yeah, you choose 10 looking glasses, you're not going to be able to sell them because they're everywhere, because that's stupid.
Supply and demand, there's too many out here.
But of other players trying to do that. But in any case, yeah, it's literally like, okay, what items do you think for me anyways, it's like, what items do you think your character's going to have? Because you're going to know. And the other thing is, and this loops back to writing a backstory is like the most important thing you can do for your character, come up with a backstory. Because I always tell my players, if you have a backstory, I will give you an enchanted item that works with your backstory, that works with your character. One of my characters, for example, they are a thief and they stole a bunch of stuff and they were constantly breaking into like nobleman type houses. And so I was like, all right, in one of these noble houses, you know, these guys are like business people, you found a special magic item that's like lucky, and it gives you an advantage on your persuasion once or twice a day, and that's just like a special little thing because they stole it from. But it could also be like a ranger who like inherited their bow from,
or a paladin that inherited their werewolfism from their backstory.
Yes, exactly.
I mean,
yeah, it could really be whatever.
Yeah.
So definitely figuring out along with the backstory what items a player should have. I think that's really important in developing the character as a whole.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's really up to the DM's discretion. I mean, you can throw anything in there, even if even if the person wants like a crazy powerful item. I inherited this. Well, maybe they can't use it yet, or
Maybe it's got a long attunement.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or they have to learn a language.
Or there's a piece of it missing. You know,
Yep.
someone stole a piece of it because they thought the gem in the hilt was
Side
cool.
quests?
Yeah. It's like, oh, the hilt in this, or the gem in this hilt looks cool, and they freaking stole it. It's like, I gotta go redeem my.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they started adventuring in the first place, because they just wanted to get the.
standard longsword up until you get the gem, and then all of a sudden it's flame tongue.
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Or
So, yeah, I mean,
it could be a straight up like Thor's hammer, where like it's only gonna activate if the person wielding it is now worthy. You know,
Yes.
character dynamic.
Yeah.
it's an ornate dagger that allows you to get into a city that nobody else can get into.
Oh, that would be
I
awesome.
mean, it's literally the key to the
Yeah.
door or something.
Is it a key or is it a sword? Well, maybe it's a key all the time. When you stick it in people, it unlocks their death.
It sounds like an adamantine fork.
It's doggone it.
That's what it sounds
Yes,
like.
yes. Oh,
yeah,
man.
family heirlooms are a good one. You don't have to have. Could be like a set of plates,
Yes.
like literal plates, not like plate.
Yeah.
Um,
Like dish china, fine
Yeah,
china.
fine china, anything like a necklace. It might not do anything, but it is that accent piece that people like. The NPCs know you because they're like, I remember that necklace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember that belt you're wearing because
Yeah.
it's made of snake
Yeah.
skin or
Yeah.
something.
Or maybe the necklace like belongs to a special like lineage or
Yeah.
group of, and it's like, oh, they're one of them.
Yeah, I mean, items are diverse and they can be made up.
Yeah.
So if the characters come to you and they're like, look, I have a backstory, there's not an item that fits what I need for my backstory, but I want this.
Cool.
Write it up. I
Yeah.
have heavy tranquilizers for a reason, because
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you-
I was let's
Maybe.
go for it. Yeah. Yeah. What was it in the monk session? I was like, everybody choose. What was it I had you choose? Like it was like an item or trinket or something off of that special table.
yep, it was the trinkets.
Yeah, I think I had you guys shoot. What did I said, come up with. It was like why you had this or like a secret. I think it was like come up with a secret about your character that fits with, and it just helped
Yeah,
develop
because you have your thing.
your character around an item.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just it was cool.
And now it's a major part of the story.
Yeah, just because just the item is you can really have a lot of fun with. Now the other thing too is it's if your players have more items than just their equipment, than just their basic spells and weapons, that allows them to get creative. That allows you to throw more creative encounters at them, because then you can expect more out of them. Be like, hey, you know, like there's been times before in session where I'm like, there is a ravine, you need to get across, and that's all it is. There's no combat, there's no nothing. I just want to see what they do, and if they come up with something, and it's a cool
Human
team
bridge.
building, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I would be like, let's roll for that, but yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be one roll, because that.
Yeah, because one of the mages was like, "Oh, I'll just Misty Step over," and then he's like, "Yeah, but what about the rest of us?" And it's like, "Oh."
Crap.
But if they've got like items and like rope and other stuff, then they can
Rope,
kind of figure
ladders.
out. Yeah.
Crowbars, sledgehammer,
Yes. Battering ram.
ram, the most useful item in the game.
Yes.
Question mark? The adamantine fork. You can breach a door with that.
I kind of want one of those.
I
Oh,
do too.
man.
An adamantine tuning fork. That would be where it's at.
Oh.
Would it never stop them?
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Oh,
Even if you touch things with
It
it.
just
Right.
shatters glass instantly in a
Right.
30-foot radius.
Well, I think we covered all the bases for
Yeah.
items.
The only other thing I was thinking of was like having like a flag or a banner or something of
Yeah.
wherever you're from, like a special.
An armband, maybe?
Yes, an
Yeah.
armband.
French resistance. Armband.
Maybe it represents the house that you belong to.
Right.
A sash.
Or
Yes.
a sash, yeah.
Or toga.
All right. Well, I think we've covered most everything.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, well, until next time, let us know down in the comments, you know, how you guys use items. How do you use them in your campaigns? How do you get your players to incorporate with more than just their weapons and their spells? Till next time, we're the Guild Masters.
See you.